Welcome to Gail Scott-Key's Entertainment Now. I'm your host, Gail Scott-Key, joined by my guest co-host, Geoff Sandin. Jeff, how are you doing?
I am well, Gail. How are you?
I'm doing well. And Jeff, I'm so excited because we're going to have the honor of hearing from two incredible and inspiring gentlemen, Mark Hammock and Leo Soto, who not only bring their professional skills to, I think you've heard of this company before, Click.
I have heard of that company with a Q, yes.
Yes, it's the best software company that provides data integration, analytics, and business intelligence. It's also headquartered in King of Prussia. And Mark and Leo are also going to share their personal experiences as military veterans. Their journeys, both in service and beyond, give us valuable insight into the resilience, dedication, and teamwork that veterans carry with them into every setting.
Absolutely. And Mark and Leo will be sharing their personal stories. So what their time in the military taught them, how those lessons continue to shape their lives and work today, and what kind of support veterans most need as they transition from service to civilian and corporate life. Their perspectives remind us that honoring veterans go beyond words and that understanding their needs can help us build stronger communities, both inside and outside of Click. So Mark and Leo, thanks so much for joining us today. Um, to start, can you both share a little bit about your military service, what branch you were in, what motivated you to serve? Leo, why don't you take that away to start us off?
Yeah. First off, Gail, Jeff, thank you guys so much for having us on the show. We really do appreciate it. Yeah, I served in the U.S. Navy, so for me, kind of when I first kind of got into the service, I really needed direction. So for me, I wanted to do something that kind of that mattered, that was bigger than myself, and also, to be honest with you, it was really just to help pay for school as well. It helped me open a lot of doors. So kind of looking back at it, it gave me a perspective on how to handle pressure, how to stay focused with the bigger picture on what we're trying to do. So it's one of those experiences that really helps shape kind of how you look at life, and how you do your work today.
It's great.
Love it. And Mark?
Yeah, so for me, Mark Hammock, living in Nashville, Tennessee right now. I'm born and raised just south of here. I spent 25 years in the Army. I did my time split between active duty and the reserves. Um, did a couple of mobilizations and deployments. Really, what made me serve a couple of things. My father was an 82nd Airborne paratrooper, and growing up with him, I grew up with a military dad, and I really admired him, his grit, his ability to problem solve, his toughness, mental and physically. And I wanted to be just like him in that regard. And I was a smaller kid, I was a late bloomer, and I just didn't see myself mirroring him. I felt like I was behind a curve. And so I'll never forget going to him, the youngest of two, and saying, "Dad, I'm going to join the Army." He was like, "Son, I don't know." Kind of looking down at me, and he's like,
I had that same
"I
reaction.
yeah."
Yeah,
He was
for
like,
sure.
"I think they might hurt you." And I said, "Well, Dad, I think I'll have to accept that as my fate because this is what I have to do. I want to be like you." And I also needed money for college. And so I signed up, and next thing you know, I landed at Fort Dix, New Jersey in boot camp. And then I ended up at Pisa, Italy, a small base in Pisa, Italy for my first duty station. And they promised to show me the world and to make me a man, and they held up their promise.
Wow. Something as being a military myself, both my stepsons being in the military, in the Army, National Guard. So I can appreciate both of your uh, integrity. And Mark, when you think back in your time in the military, because I know Leo touched upon this as well, are there moments or lessons that really stand out and continue to influence you today? And what does that look like for us?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the first words that comes to mind is accountability. Never giving up, helping the team around you. I remember a time we were in the Alps in Italy, and we were doing cold weather training. The unit I supported all the NATO countries, and it was a 1,600 pound Onkyo. It's a big sled with all of your equipment on it. And there were 7 of us that had to pull it about 5 miles through the snow while we were snowshoeing. And as individuals were, experiencing difficulty, snowshoeing and carrying their rucksack and pulling the sled, we rotated out and found that there were easier positions for different individuals who couldn't necessarily, they weren't up to that task at that point because they were getting tired, so we rotated each other around to make sure that all 7 of us got to the point all together at the same time with all of our equipment. That teamwork was something that resonated with me then, and it continues to resonate with me now.
Wow, Leo, what would you say?
I think, you know, I think right now, kind of the biggest thing, and it's one of the biggest lessons I've learned, being in the Navy and kind of what kind of shaped who I am today. It's really kind of going with the integrity part. I mean, the accountability part is integrity, right? Being able to do things that you're supposed to when other people are not looking. So I think, having that integrity really did really well with me, bringing that into, my current role here with Click. So yeah, definitely having a good moral compass and strong integrity.
All right. So I got a question for you guys. So transitioning from military life to the tech world can be a pretty big change, right? I'm in the tech world, also do the show with Gail. What's it like for your journeys, both of you guys, in terms of, did you find anything surprising similarities between the two environments, or is it just completely night and day?
The transition for me was really easy because I'm naturally, a gamer, and I'm naturally always kind of focused. So I've always been heavy in technology, heavy in gaming. So it really kind of it made sense for me. I mean, it was a fast-paced environment, and I've always enjoyed just hunting. I mean, it sounds weird, but hunting people as a profession to find the right people, find the right connections. Having that mindset of always being prepared. I think the biggest adjustment was really learning to slow down. I think that I'm constantly thinking. So to think strategically is where I'm trying to go, and maybe slow down kind of my thoughts, because I'm always trying to figure out something different to do. Or sometimes when I'm having a conversation, there's so many words that are coming to my mind that I can't say it all. So I think the transition for me was not too bad, not too rough, but yeah.
Awesome. Thanks,
You
Leo.
know,
And Mark, what about you? What was that transition
yeah,
like?
for me, it was a bit of a challenge at first because I was still in army mode. Yes, sir, no, ma'am, Roger that. And it's just something that was instilled in me. I mean, 25 years of my life, that was sort of the mode I was in. Some of it again part-time, some of it active duty. But that was just really ingrained into who I was and who I am. But once I relaxed and moved throughout my career, it was my civilian career, it was easier to tuck that jargon away while maintaining the discipline and the warrior ethos. One big difference was understanding that team can be defined differently at different organizations versus how we define it in the Army. Here at Click, my team, we support each other, we hold each other accountable. In the Army, in airborne school, it's where we learned to jump out of airplanes. The same accountability was there. Making sure when we're doing an 8 mile run at 0500 in the morning, no one can quit. We all have to cross that line. This entire squad or this entire platoon, and you're motivated by the person beside you as you're calling cadence, or as you're hearing the cadence call, or if you're just running silently and you just hear your feet slapping the ground. That motivates you to continue to go forward. But the same thing happens on my team. We have a lot of everyone at Click is extremely sharp. You work here because you have an edge, and what's really cool is being motivated by your peers who are gifted in their particular disciplines, and then being motivated by their successes and saying, you know what, that's great. I'm gonna, it's gonna motivate me to, work a little harder, see around corners, etc. So yeah, a little bit of both.
I love that. We were talking about earlier how you both are part of Click, and we're very, very familiar with Click as well. And it's a top software company, and the industry is very, very good about inclusion. And you are both part of Click's employee resource group. How has being part of the ERG helped you, Leo and Mark, connect your military experience with your current roles. Mark, would you like to go with that?
Yeah, sure. Our ERG is, if I'm being very transparent, is still a bit in its infancy. Right now, we're still striving to find a true identity and ensure other former service members who work here know that we're here. We have a safe space for them. We see you, we had the same shared experience. And it's been great seeing allies, military family members join the ERG and share their support. I can't tell you, just knowing recalling my own family, how they supported me when I was away. I appreciated the support that everyone gave me, but getting the support from family members, my wife, kids, that support meant a lot. And having that support here at Click has meant everything. This ERG, it's still small right now, but it's continuing to grow month after month. We continue to see new faces, new people joining. We've had new veterans who have joined the organization, and it's super exciting of the things that we have planned. So I don't want to spoil some things, but we have some great things coming up in Q4.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And we're coming up with more events, right? More things to celebrate, veteran specific holidays, not just American veteran specific, but, globally,
Yeah.
so that we can support everybody. So yeah, like Mark said, a lot more to come for sure. We're continuously growing. And I mean, Mark, you can attest to this, right? I mean, when we first came on board, it was just me, you, and Alex. And
Yeah.
then now, I mean, we have kind of an audience now. And so, it's continuously growing.
All right. And I know Gail asked this question, what role, you're both part of this employee resource group. But Leo and Mark, how do you think, or maybe I should rephrase it as, what role do you think the ERGs play in supporting veteran or military family members within a company like Click? What would you say to that?
I'll take that one first. The ERG can play a huge role. The one thing
Okay.
that stands out for me is the ERG. It's more passive, meaning we're here for those who need to or want to reach out. We're not overbearing. We're not trying to be a continuation of your military career. In short, we're just here to, for former service members who have a shared background and can come to the water cooler, so to speak, with shared experiences or ideas on former military life here at Click. We've been here, and I'm coming up on 5 years at Click, and so I can kind of tell you the support that Click has given us as service, former service members. It's second to none. It's sincere, it's genuine. I remember meeting our CEO in New York and looking him in the eye and him shaking my hand. And I was like, "Oh, thank you. It's nice meeting you." And he continued to shake my hand, and he's like, "Thank you for your service. I really
Mike
sincerely
Capone,
appreciate
yeah.
it." Yes, Michael, and
Yes,
it gave me chills. I'm even getting chills now, just talking about it and remembering
he's
that
amazing.
encounter. It's so amazing, so sincere, and so yeah, that's just
I
letting the
missed that
veterans
trip.
know. Yeah, I hated that. I really hated that Leo
Aw,
wasn't able to be there. But
aw.
we play off each other. We really do this side by side. We're both co-leads, and I would not rather do it with anyone other than Leo. He's my guy.
That's
Awesome.
love. That's love, Mark. I appreciate that. Just to kind of piggyback on what Mark was saying, the ERG really does bring, people together, whether, if for veterans, for instance, it's a way to stay connected. It's a way to be, understood, to have that, like that ally, that understanding of you know how it is, in the military. For everyone else, right? It's a chance to just kind of learn from different experiences, the different perspectives. I think it builds, a sort of empathy, and it kind of makes the whole culture a little stronger. So when people feel like, it helps people feel seen, supported, and so it really does. It does help when we have that type of camaraderie, that type of support. So
I think that's amazing. And I love that story. Mike Capone is just he's actually been a guest co-host on my show. So go figure.
Oh,
Mike is amazing. So yes,
he's a great
yes,
guy.
I
Yeah.
absolutely adore him. Um, you both have talked about teamwork. You've talked about leadership skills that you've learned in the military, but it's also showing up in your day-to-day work at Click. You have obviously shared some incredible fundamental stories that are from the heart that I really, really love. So let's go into mentorship. It's huge in both military and corporate settings. Have you both had an opportunity to support or mentor others through the ERG or your teams? And what has that experience been like? Leo?
So I think, yeah, right. I've had a chance to mentor a few teammates, right, BDRs, just like ourselves. I kind of focus on kind of helping them find, consistency and the confidence, right, to get on the phone, to write the right message. Because, once you get that rhythm, everything kind of flows very nicely. This is something that, me and you spoke about, Gail. And when I first came on board, I mean, you were always supporting me, always helping me navigate through the system. So, that stuck with me a lot. So, mentorship for me isn't just about, going and giving people answers, but also supporting them the way you supported me. So it's about, helping others figuring out their own approach, basically. So, watching someone else grow within our team and watching them be successful is I think, the most rewarding part, at least for me.
And you are, and I'm so proud of you.
For me, there hasn't been an opportunity for me to mentor anyone just yet, but it's something that I'm looking forward to. It just goes hand in hand with our military training and battle buddy system. Once we're able to recruit a larger former military alumni, we definitely have plans to implement a formal mentorship program. It's something when a new soldier arrives at a new unit, they're immediately paired with, another person that's going to be working in their same area. They meet them at the airport. They take them to their room and they're paired with them for the first month or two or three. And that bond it's solidified. And so that's something I'm extremely excited about doing here at Click.
Yeah, I know Leo and you, Mark, as well. You guys mentioned accountability earlier, right? So service means a lot in the military. So how do you guys carry that sense of service into your work and the community at Click?
Yeah, just to give you an idea, the sense of service, it never really like kind of goes away. It just shifts into something else. It adapts. So for me, it was about kind of showing up for others, whether it's helping a teammate or contributing to something bigger, like I mentioned earlier. Really just focusing on the bigger picture. I do volunteer work, right? I'm close to South Padre Island, and that's a great place to do beach cleanup. I love doing that. There's a lot of nice events here. I do try to keep that type of mindset alive, right? It's about being dependable and doing things that have kind of a positive impact. So even when no one's kind of watching, so I really take that to heart, and it's something that I live by today.
Yeah, for me, serving on the Veterans ERG is really the biggest case in point that I have related to service. We devote quite a bit of time outside of our day-to-day jobs to support this ERG. Several meetings, a lot of preparation for those monthly meetings, meeting with our advocacy group that supports us. Selfless service is the oxygen of the military ranks. So bringing that same mindset into Click makes the transition seamless. I have a spirit of service. I've always been a servant leader in the military, in former leadership positions at other companies, and I bring that to Click as well. So service is what it's about.
Absolutely. And I love what you had just said there, Mark. That would also, I'm sure, include diversity and inclusion through ERG for both of you. Because if you look at your roles, they're evolving with Click's future, especially growing focused on the diversity and inclusion aspect of it. How would you say that would look to both of you come the future? What will that look like for both of you?
So I think our military ranks at Click will continue to grow along with our ERG. I can foresee former military Clickies making great strides here at Click, which will open the doors in removing any potential negative stereotypes or hesitations around hiring veterans. Leo and I, we look to be trailblazers alongside our fellow veterans, succeeding and excelling here at Click. Studies have shown that companies that embrace diversity are 70% more profitable than those who don't. So of course, diversity has many different facets. So as we continue to improve on our hiring, the end of hiring a diverse pool of employees here at Click, it's our hope that the ERG continues to experience an injection of increased membership, allyship, along with increased productivity and creativity. Diverse teams are more creative. It's just a fact.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're still in the early stages of the ERG, right? It's kind of like the way Mark mentioned, right? We're still kind of growing. So for me, it's about helping more, as many veterans as we can, kind of see some opportunities here at Click and in the technology field. So just and really to know that there's a place for them here, even if they have no experience. So I'm this is something that we've been working on, Mark and I, right? Recruitment, partnerships, career development. So it's like we said, there's still more to come. Still very early in these stages.
Yep. Yeah, everyone brings their own little piece of flavor, right? So Mark and Leo, any advice to veterans considering a career in tech or thinking about joining an ERG at their own workplace? What do you guys have for them?
So I'd say just don't underestimate what you bring to the table, your own experience that you have, right? Like you already know that you're disciplined, you know that you got teamwork, your problem solvers, your masters under pressure. So that really translates extremely well in tech. So you might not know, if the software or the systems that we might know, that we might use here. But in time, I noticed when I first started at Click, in time, I noticed that everything started to become fluid. So for me, it was very easy to kind of navigate that and keep that mindset. And I know that veterans that will come after me will do the same. So and joining an ERG or these type of communities early, I think it helps you a lot to kind of give you the people who understand, the people that you can rely on and communicate with, someone to talk to. So hopefully, whether it's the veterans ERG or not, you join one to be a part of the community, a part of the family.
I think for me, I would tell a veteran looking to look at our job postings. Even if you don't meet every single requirement on the job requisition, apply. Our culture and talent team, they need to know who you are. We need to know that you're in our database. We need to add you to our database for consideration for current and future roles. And stop the self-doubt. A lot of military service members can be perfectionists. This isn't going to be the military. It's not supposed to be. It's a different organization. It's a different mission. Our mission has many tentacles here at Click throughout organizations all over the world, to include within military ranks. The DoD is one of our customers. We need veterans in all types of capacities here at Click. So take the time and apply. Just do it. I served alongside Third ID at Fort Benning, and we had a saying, follow me, and then the response would be lead the way. So I'm saying to all veterans and those soon to complete their military service, follow me.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Mark Hammond and Leo Soto, for being such wonderful guests on the show. Your insight, stories, and talents truly made this episode special and memorable. It's always a pleasure to spotlight remarkable people like you both who inspire us all. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts for serving and for being such an inspiration. To you, our audience, thank you for tuning in. Stay connected with us for more engaging conversations with stars, artists, and creators that you love. Until the next time, this is Gail Scott-Key on behalf of myself and Geoff Sandin signing off. Take care and keep the entertainment alive.